So I'm going to put a tree, a nice sized tree, right here. Maybe I'll make a double V tree right here. And nice big top on this tree right there like that. All right, here's my first tree. That's a big tree right there. These trees back here are going to have to get smaller than that, right? So let's say I put one right around here, okay? I'm going to start building my tree so that it is smaller than this one. And for this one, I'm just going to give it a V right in the middle there and put the top on it. There's my next tree right there, right? Next tree going back. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. Let's go in this section here with the bottom of the tree. Let's put one right here. It's got to look smaller than that one. Put a V in there. There's my third tree. And they're getting smaller as they go back, right? So, big, smaller, smaller, next one. Let's put this one right over here. And it's got to be smaller than this. Oh, that's pretty small. Oh, that's nice. That's definitely smaller. Could we go smaller than that? I think we can go smaller than this. So here, let's do another one over here that's further back. That one's so small, I can't even put the V in there with this marker. I can't do it. But remember, you're using a pencil. You might be able to with a pencil. See what you can do with it. If you can put one in there, if it's small enough. Need to go further back than that. Smaller than this one. Can we make it smaller than that one? I think we can make it smaller. Let's put one right over here. Oh, that's pretty small. That's not bad. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think we can go smaller than that. Oh man, this is pushing the limit now. All right, so that's there. I'm gonna put one over here. Oh man, that's tiny. That's a small tree back there. That's crazy. Could I? Do you think? One more? Small? Let's try it. Maybe we'll put one over here. That one gonna be so small that it doesn't even look like a tree anymore. Like I could barely see that thing. But that's what happens when something that's that size, that's that far away, you start to lose the detail. Just like that last dash in our road, you start to lose the detail. You start to lose the detail. Okay, and that's good because when things are that far away, they do lose their detail. So now that I got these trees in here, I want to put some more trees just to fill it up a bit more. So I'm going to put one over here. There we go. Now I have to be careful because I can't erase anything with my Sharpie marker. So if I put a tree, let's say right here, do a little overlapping here. You can erase yours and do overlapping. You can make a whole tree and then erase it. You'll be able to erase it. Because I really like to do some overlapping because it helps with the idea of it looking real. And let's get some smaller ones here. And this is your forest now, so you put as many trees as you want in your forest. Put a couple small guys down here. Really tiny trees. And let's make some over here. Oh, those are nice. There's a lot of trees going on in there now. And maybe over here we could put a couple over here too. Oh, that's a crazy tree. I'm keeping that crazy tree. And maybe a couple right here too. There's our forest on this side. So for the building, we're gonna need our straight edge again. definitely going to need this straight edge. So what we want first is a nice rectangle right here, okay? And the corner of the rectangle can touch this curb or sidewalk that's right there. Now, a lot of the time, what happens when students make these, when they make their first line on their building, they usually do this. Now, this line has to be vertical. This is not vertical, this is diagonal. Straight up and down is vertical, okay? You want to make sure that one of your lines right here is straight up and down, okay? Now, to prevent that, instead of making the side of our building first, we're going to make the bottom of our building first. So right down here, horizontal, right? Just like we made a horizontal here, we want this line to be nice and straight and horizontal. We want it to be parallel with this and with the bottom of the paper. Parallel means like an equal sign in math. You know, like 2 + 2 equals, right? That equal sign, when you write it down, those two lines are parallel. One's on top of the other. And if they kept growing, if the lines kept going, they would never cross, right? This would not be parallel. This would not be parallel. They have to be like this, traveling in that direction forever and never meeting. So, down here, I want to make a horizontal line. It's parallel with the bottom of my paper or this line right here. And I want this line to go out to there, but not touching the edge of your paper. I want to keep this building low for now. I don't want it up here. I want it over here. I want it to be a tall building. I want it to fill this space right here. All right. But if I put a building in here and I put it here, that means the building would have to be very small because it's way in the back. This building is going to be large and closer to us. Here comes the vertical line. Right here, where it meets this curb or sidewalk, whatever you determine that's going to be. I want a vertical line going straight up. Just like that. Straight up. That's good. Right there. That's a nice vertical line. Notice the line isn't going this way. It isn't diagonal. It's going straight up in the air. Okay? Now we got to finish off this rectangle right here. We're going to finish it off. So I'm going to put a top on this, another horizontal line going straight across. And then we want another vertical line going straight up right here. Now I just got to connect that to finish off my rectangle. All right, looks like my vertical line is tilting a little bit that way. And the reason why I know is that this space, there's more space here between the line and the edge of the paper than there is over here. All right, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to be happy with this because I'm learning about this. I'm just practicing and helping you guys out. So it's okay if it's a little bit off. It still looks good. I'm still all right. This is the side of the building. What you want to make is the front of the building. Why would this be the front here? It's because it's facing the road, right? You want your buildings and your front door to face the road. So you walk out and you go straight in. This is the side of the building. And this is a regular looking rectangle. When we make this part of the building, it's not going to look regular at all. It's going to look skewed. All right? Skewed. I'm going to show you what a skewed rectangle looks like. So, in order to do this, I have to switch to a pencil. And I'm going to draw a little bit harder with the pencil than I would normally draw with when doing this, just so you could see it better. I'm going to start on this corner of the rectangle, the one that's closest to my bob right here, my vanishing point, right? This one. And I want to make a line going right to bob. So I'm going to see a little bit of bob. I'm going to see a little bit of my corner. And I'm going to make that line right there. I think you guys should be able to see that on the video. Should be able to see that. There's my first line. Second line. This corner, it's farther away from Bob. I'm going to line it up so it's touching Bob. Line this up so it's touching the corner right there. There we go. Looks good, looks good. And I'm going to put another line right there like that. There's my second one. Okay? Looks strange right now. Last two lines we got left right here. We have a vertical line going up here, a vertical line going up here, and we need one more right here. What this does, it cuts off the building so we can find the end of the building. See, if I left this and this building is that long going all the way to the back, you might want a building like that. Maybe it's a factory or something, right? So I'm going to end this building right there. And it's got to be a straight vertical line that's parallel to this one, parallel to the side of my paper. So I'm going to make that line going from that sidewalk curb spot all the way up to that line right there. There's the front of my building right here. There's the side of my building, and this will be the roof of my building. Now this one really plays with my students' minds all the time, okay? The next line, the final line that you make, is a horizontal line going straight across. That's parallel to all these lines here. Just like this is straight across, that's straight across, that's straight across. The next line has to be straight across. A lot of my kids, when they make the line, they make it like this. That's not straight across though, that's diagonal, right? I mean, look at which way this paper's pointing. It's pointing that way. You want to be painting, sorry, we're drawing. You want to be pointing straight to the side. So it has to look like that. So I'm going to take the end of this line here and draw a straight line right there. That's my building, okay? Now to see that building a little bit better, I'm going to take an eraser. I'm going to erase the lines that I don't need. And the lines that I don't need are these two right here. I don't need these anymore. So I'm going to take these off of my paper. And there's my building. This is where you guys can have a lot of fun, right? Now, if you didn't want trees here, you could put anything you want on this side. You could put more buildings going in here. You could make this again over there if you wished. You could put in a lake. You could put in anything. Like, let's say you wanted to put in a lake, right? So for a lake, maybe I have a lot of space right here. I could put a little lake in right here. Put some water in the lake. If you want, you can put a sailboat on it. I'd make a very small sailboat though, because this lake is pretty far away. I mean, this building's close to us. This lake's far away, so you'd put a very small sailboat on that. So for the building, let's talk about windows. Being that this is a normal rectangle, our windows would look pretty normal right here. I can make two nice windows right here. Make them like squares. Window there. My squares are a little off because I'm drawing sideways. And these last two windows, I mean, you don't have to just make them squares. I mean, you can make them a little more fancy once in a while. You can make them into rectangles. Any type of window would do. And depending on the type of building that you have, I don't know what type of building you would want, right? It could be a factory, right? It could be an apartment. It could be a skyscraper. It could be anything that you'd want it to be. And even the windows too. The windows could be all different. Maybe this window is the type of window that you pick up going up, and this window is open, and maybe there's a flower box in the window with some flowers in it. Put a couple leaves on there. like that. Maybe some flowers in the window there. Maybe this one's closed and you just see like the reflection in the window. Over here, maybe this is a little different. Let's put a curtain in here going across the top. We'll do it for both. And then for the curtains, what I do is I make a letter C here and a backwards C there. Here's a letter C here and a backwards C there, right in the middle. I put like a letter C and then a backwards C. And then what I do is on the bottom of the C, I bring it out and wiggle it. Bring it out and wiggle. Bring it out and wiggle. Bring it out and wiggle. And then on the top of the C, I just bring it in like that. So they kind of look like curtains. Put little lines in here. It looks like the fabric is stretching, like the curtains are tied together right there. For this one, maybe the window's a little more fancier here. I'm going to put a square in the middle on the bottom here, and then a rectangle on the side, both sides. Then above that, I'm going to make another one. And then do the same thing. Rectangle on both sides. And then above that one, I'll just put like a half circle, semicircle right there. So it looks like I got windows right there. Now, the front of the building. The front of the building isn't like this. This is facing you and looks normal. This is skewed. So the windows have to be skewed, and you need a door. So if I need a door, I don't need to put extra windows here on the first floor. I'll just put the front door there. And to make the front door, you need 2 vertical lines going straight up, and then 1 line on the top that's pointing towards your vanishing point. So let's say that this is the middle of my building right here, okay? On this side of the middle of my building, I'm putting a line straight up. On this side, I'm putting a line straight up. Notice how this one looks higher up because there's a diagonal here. And that's good because the top of my door has to point toward Bob. That's the door. It looks strange because the door is skewed like the side of the building. That right there. Now, handles. I could put a split in the door. Maybe this is kind of door that opens up by itself when you walk up to it. But if you do want handles, if you put handles on the door, the kind of handle that you grab the handle like this, they have to be pointing toward Bob also. So there's the handles on my door. All right, that's the first floor. Don't need windows on this side. So how do you do windows for the second floor? This part I really like, and I need to go towards the pencil for this one. In order to make everything even right here, I'm going to take the bottom of my window and continue the line to the corner right here like this, right? And I'm even going to do that for this one. I'm going to continue it to the corner, and I'm going to take the top of my window here and continue that to the corner. So the next thing you do, go to Bob. Always going to Bob. That line that I continued along the bottom of my window is now going to change directions and point towards Bob. And instead of going all the way to Bob, I'm going to stop right here. I mean, you could go all the way if you wanted to, like that, because then you just erase that because you don't need it. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. There's Bob right there.